The mainstream media, the Fed, and the government want you to believe that the economy is doing a lot better than it is. But I'm convinced that it's not. And it maybe even won't be doing a lot better than it is going forward. If you see my previous video before this on what the Fed is going to be stopping this major program here on March 11th, you should go watch that video next. I'll link you to that video here at the end of this. This major banking program that they're going to be suddenly stopping here on March 11th that has a major chance of crashing the economy and the stock market. It almost makes you wonder here what strings the Fed and the government is pulling and what they're doing behind the scenes. And not only is it major billionaires that are pulling billions and billions of dollars out of the market here suddenly, and it almost makes you wonder who's doing what behind the scenes, but it's average everyday Americans that are struggling, and yet we have the Fed, the government, and the higher ups saying, oh, everything is fine. The economy is doing great. Or at least they're telling us this until the next election. But if you take a look here, we have multiple warning signs going on here for our economy if you actually delve deeper. There's massive layoffs going on here across the country. Massive companies are laying off thousands and thousands of people here, and it's scary just here in recent days. Tech companies laying off thousands of workers at a time. Major tech companies are starting to cut tens of thousands of jobs just here in the start of 2024 as the rise of AI has realized that they can replace humans with robots. And they have cut 40,000 high-end jobs with robots because they won't have to pay people. And this is a trend going forward. So this may actually be a larger trend. Keep that in mind.
Here's something that sounds unnerving. A new study out today predicting almost half of all global jobs could be affected by artificial intelligence. The study comes from the International Monetary Fund, and I spoke with our business and tech reporter Scott Budman about all of this. Scott, this is exactly what some critics fear, that jobs will be lost because of AI.
Yeah, you know, Janelle, every AI headline has bred fears, whether it was the robots will take over or will they take our jobs. The fear here is that, yes, it will make some things more efficient and some jobs will be lost. We could say that of pretty much every technology since the printing press.
Okay, but this report specifically mentions our area. More jobs will be affected, places like with more money, more opportunities. What are your thoughts on that?
That's true, but it's only partly true. I mean, the reason more jobs in areas like this will be affected is because AI will make a lot of things, data things especially, more efficient. So if you're in certain fields of compiling data and writing reports about that, AI machines will be able to do that a lot faster. And that's really beneficial for companies. They'll be able to create jobs in other areas. Meanwhile, here we've seen a renaissance of chip companies, not to mention their stock prices.
Right.
We've seen all sorts of hardware and software created. We've seen entire AI startups right now pretty much holding up downtown's economic hopes, all because of AI. And these are created jobs. Now, some will be lost because of efficiencies, but others will be created because opportunities will be created because of AI itself.
And then you might be thinking, well, Americans are making more money. They'll be better off. But that's a major problem too, because the average American is in more debt now than ever. Take a look here. Yeah, the average amount of debt by a household is now the highest it has ever been. And you can see the trend here. It is going up and up and up and up. Yeah. The purple on this graph is credit card. Blue is auto loan. Yellow is home equity loans. And green is mortgages. And this is also being exacerbated by higher interest rates, which for the foreseeable future may not even be going down, even though people thought they would be. Now the Fed has rug pulled us and said, well, yeah, we might, sorry about that. That may have just been a joke. Yeah, and you could see we actually had it going down here for a little bit with low interest rates. But now higher interest rates and people just getting used to borrowing, used to using credit cards, and homes becoming more and more expensive. It's a concerning problem. But if you listen to the Fed, if you listen to the government, if you listen to the president, they'd be like, oh, the economy's doing great. Unemployment is low. Hurrah! Yay for the US. How can anybody say this? I mean, unemployment is only low because people are forced to go back to work because, well, you have to. I mean, unless you're just gonna live off government assistance with this, a small pittance of money, which really isn't hardly anything. I mean, you have to, right? I mean, people are taking second and third jobs and living off food stamps, if you even get that, which is hardly anything to even get by. I mean, what is a person to do nowadays? Please let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Please let our viewers know what you're doing to help get by nowadays. And with credit card interest rates at all-time highs, with mortgage interest rates at 20 plus year highs, credit card balances at all-time highs, it's a tough world out there right now. And for the foreseeable future, the Fed ain't going to be helping. The government ain't going to be helping. And I mean, there's some maybe small help around the corner with like child tax credits and other tax credits that we've covered here on our show. And I'll be keeping you up to date here with anything that might be coming down the pipeline. It's tough. It's tough right now. And, as I mentioned here in previous videos, try to pay down high interest debt like credit cards. Pay off your monthly balances here on any, paid off credit cards on a monthly basis so you don't pay interest. But, it's going to be tough here for the foreseeable future. And don't listen to the government or the mainstream media that might say, hooray, the economy is doing great, because the reality of it is it's not. And with what the Fed and the government has planned on March 11th, they could be crashing the economy and making things even worse. I'll link you to that video here next. If you haven't seen that, you need to watch that next. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below. Click the subscribe button, then the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And make sure to like and share these videos. Click here to see the video of what is going to be happening here starting on March 11th. Or click here to see why the Fed, or click here to see why the government changed their minds and what's going to be happening here. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.